I'll be sitting down here asking myself a very simple question. Why do we spend our entire time working very hard, only to realize one day that we have been a guest on someone else's house? We build their system, we fix their problem, we keep their engine running, but at night when the light go off, we realize that we owe nothing. Are we building a legacy, or are we simply tiptoeing through life, trying not to make too much noise to disturb the quietness of the neighborhood?
All this was happening, I had to be strong. But for me, this was life. This is what I was dealt with. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but this is what I've been dealt with. I did struggle because I did fall into depression, and going up to the courts and listening and hearing all these testimonies about this person who I thought I knew, it really did take a toll on myself and on my daughter. Roll on years later, a lot of people said to me, "My gosh, Michelle, that was how you got over it, how you dealt with it, how you came across was amazing. It was extraordinary." When people see me online and think, "Oh my gosh, she's running this big event in London and she's doing another big event in Dubai," they don't understand the price I had to pay to get here. And every day, I am grateful to God to be able to get up and do what I do, because there was a time when I was totally invisible. There was a time when I couldn't get out of bed. There was a time when social services were at my door. There was a time when police wanted to break down my door. But now I stand here today and I feel like I am an ordinary person that just does extraordinary things.
When Michelle speaks about being completely invisible, I hear something so familiar. So many of us wait for some giant door to open before we allow ourselves to start building. We think we need $1 billion or a grand invitation or a fancy title. But what if freedom doesn't start at the top of a corporate ladder? What if it starts right in the soil beneath our feet, with whatever humble things we already hold in our hands? Take a moment to reflect on that.
My maternal grandmother, she did laundry for other people to educate and feed her children. That's how she earned. And she took care of 6 children this way. She budgeted with that very small income and became a landowner. She saw her employers doing it, overheard conversations, saw the benefits of what they were saying, and she employed that knowledge, that financial skill that she saw being, lived by her employers. And she became a landowner by washing clothes. She fed her children, she educated them. So my mother learned to use her skills as a seamstress, and she earned money to provide for us and further educate herself. And then she started her business, pivoted into another field of business. So she had 2 lines of business happening. Again, just like a Proverbs woman. And she built her home, she purchased assets, including cars, not just a car, cars. And she educated me and my siblings. So then what do? Well, I went on to get a good education. And the degrees that I have, I dreamt of it one day, and then I did it because I saw my mother do it, and I heard about my grandmother doing it. Knowledge comes from different sources. So though my grandmother did not go to a formal educational institute, she learned in the environment that she was in about what was better. So I progressed in the corporate world. I started my own business, and travel is my thing. You know that. I said it at the beginning, and it is a core part of my life. And then I did all of this while already being a homeowner and investor, because I learned from previous generations. I added the technical and the vocational skills and the educational institution training that I had, and I put it to work. being financially literate was my thing because I saw it work for my mother and I saw it work for my grandmother.
A woman washes clothes for others, but instead of just surviving the day, she listens. She observes how land works. She saves a tiny drop of money, buys a piece of land, and changes the trajectory of 4 generations. This is the exact reason why when we sit down with a diaspora leader at A-classes, we don't just start with marketing tactics. We look at their history and find out where they're accidentally giving away their authority. You might not realize it yet, but you already have what it takes to build your factory and own your legacy. Turning your house into a business.
Many of us have extra space, and when I say extra space, capacity. Your house is a factory. In that factory, you build a family. What if that family had a particular skill? And we talk about cottage industries. That's where it starts, in the home. I can make coconut cakes. I can make bread. I can do hair. I can do nails. I can use a part of my house to do this and generate income within that space. So the same electricity and the same air condition and all these different things that I'm using, the stove and the power and the gas, and I'm using all those resources that I have to use anyway, but I'm generating income because I'm using it.
Recently, I had an interesting conversation with a guest, Quinto Harris, on the Obehi podcast. During the interview, Quinto shares how he was working in a classroom helping kids with autism, a beautiful, meaningful work. But he realized something. If he wanted true leverage, he had to stop trading hours for dollar. So he bought one car. And while stranger after stranger paid to drive his car, Quinto rode on public bus. And that got me thinking.
Just a gentleman coming in from the Phoenix area. His daughter had a soccer tournament that weekend, and he was like, hey, I just need a good car to get me from point A to point B. It went well, and the car then went on to be booked 13 weekends in a row after that. I found myself, going from having a car to hopping on the bus and on the train while other people were using my car, and this started to become a form of, passive income for me. And so sure enough, April 13th of 2021, we incorporated the business. They joined me. They invested in a car piece. We had 5 cars at that point. And within 20 months, we had lifted the business to another 20 vehicles. So 20 cars in 20 months is what I always say. And so, it went great. We scaled so fast. We were able to essentially over the course of about up till now generate almost $1 million in revenue in that business. Think about a business as a wheel. Every wheel makes a loop, and it comes to a starting point, and it spins around, and it comes back to that starting point. And so I operate both a product-based business and a service-based business. So my consulting brand is service-based, so that I actually am serving my clients. So what they receive from me in the amount of value is not something necessarily tangible that they can touch, but is knowledge that I am implementing to them that they find value in, that they are able to then adapt to their business. But then JQLR is a product-based. You're actually paying for me to give you a vehicle and you drive in that car. So as a business owner, you have to think of your business, whether it's product-based or service-based, as a cycle. How do your clients know about you? Once they do know about you, what is done to then help them see that there is value in what you're offering? How do you close them on that value? And then what is the feedback loop once they receive that? And then how does that then circle back into your next client? So that is thinking, that is systems thinking.
As I think about how Quinto built a loop so he doesn't have to drive every car himself, I remember another guest, Michelle Raymond, a Dubai-based diasporan who did something similar in her consulting. She noticed so many brilliant founders spending all their energy selling small services to people who were broke, while large corporations had massive budget sitting unused for the exact expertise. And she capitalized on that for her business.
What I think a lot of us miss out is how to build strategic networks with corporations where you can sell your existing services to these organizations that have the resources, that have the money to be able to pay you what you're worth, so that when you want to serve the real people that matter to you, the consumers, other entrepreneurs, you are able to do that and reduce your charges so that they can get the help that they need. Because more often than not, the people that need our help are usually the ones that can't afford our help. So why don't we then be wise and build those strategic relationships with organizations that can and will pay you, so now you have the money you require, that you need, and now you can serve the people that you truly want at the highest standard without the pressure of them saying they can't afford it, they need a payment plan, and everything else that happens. Yeah.
It makes you think, doesn't it? We get so used to the road we are on, even when that road keeps us exhausted, that we forget our mind and build to adapt. If a path is blocked, we don't have to sit down and give up. We just build a new path. At Take Classes Academy, we hold you by the hand to do exactly this through our story to asset framework. Yes, you can build a new path starting today.
Your brain actually teaches you this basic lesson. If there's a pathway that is broken in your brain, then your mind actually recreates another pathway to get the same job done. This is what we have to do. We have to change our mindset in terms of who we are, what we want to do, and get over this "it has to be perfect" scenario. It's never going to be perfect.
So many of us want to make an impact in the world. If you ask people what their purpose is, there will be something around, I want to make an impact in the world. But I always ask myself the question, and I want your listeners to ask this question themselves: how can you make an impact in the world if you're only tiptoeing through life? It's impossible. So you need to make an impact in your life. Wake up every day. Fulfill a part of your mission, of your purpose. Because that's the only way you're going to make an impact in life. So you cannot make an impact in life in the world if you're only tiptoeing through life.
If you are ready to stop tiptoeing and start building a legacy that you own forever, let's start a different conversation today.